Yesterday, I uploaded a video reading the book, What Do You Do with a Problem? With the promise of an opportunity today. This year, Forest Hill's theme is superheroes. So this week, I want us to practice our letter writing skills and give cheer to some real life superheroes.
These superheroes are working really hard to keep our community healthy. We would like each of you to write 2 letters. One to the SOVA healthcare workers. These are the doctors and nurses that work at the hospital.
The other superhero that I would like for you to write to is part of our Forest Hills family. Many of you know Miss Woodsen, our 5th grade teacher. Well, her husband, Brian, is an ER nurse at Central Medical Center in Gretna.
What could we do with all of these letters, you ask?
Great question, Miss Carr. Well, we're going to take all of our letters and make a book to send to Sova and Brian. But before you start writing your letter, I want us to review where to put your commas. At the beginning of the year, we talked about commas in a letter. So I want to kind of remind you where those commas go. I want to use the letters that I wrote on class tag as examples. So here I have a letter to Braylon, and you can see this is my greeting, dear Braylon, and at the end of my greeting, I'm going to put that comma, that swish. And then after my closing, I'm going to put a comma, swish. So I want to put it in 2 different places, at my greeting and then again at the closing. Let's look at Ryland's. I have Ryland, swish. With love, swish. Chelsea's next. Chelsea, swish. With love, swish. And you can see that whenever I talk about my closing, I have that with love, comma, swish, and then I put my signature underneath it. It doesn't go beside of it, it goes on that next line. And then I have CJ's letter that I wrote. Dear CJ, swish. With love, swish. So when you write to the SOVA health caregivers or to Brian, whenever you have that greeting, you want to make sure that you put the comma afterwards. Let me give you an example. When I do that letter, I'm going to start with my greeting, dear, and we're going to say it SOVA health caregivers. SOVA Health is the name of the hospital, so we want to put a capital S for SOVA, a capital H for health, because that's the name of the hospital. And we're going to write it to the caregivers. Remember, those caregivers are doctors and nurses. Right after I finish that greeting, I'm going to put that comma. Dear SOVA Health Caregivers, swish. When I'm writing it to Brian, you can do it 2 different ways. You can say, Dear Brian. His name is proper, so capitalize that B, swish. Or if you want to call him Mr. Woodsen, you can. Dear Mr. Woodsen. Swish. Either one of these 2 will be fine. I've known Brian for a long time. He'll be happy for you to call him by his first name, or you can call him Mr. Woodsen if you want to be a little more formal. Let's talk about your closings. For closings, there's so many options you can choose from. You could put love, swish. Or if you want to do what I did for your letters, you can say with love. But this is the tricky part, boys and girls. That W, it needs to be capitalized. But your second word, you have a lowercase letter, swish. You can say sincerely. Swish. Or you could say yours truly. Again, if I have 2 words, I want a capital and then a lowercase. For truly, be careful. A lot of people misspell that word. You're going to take away that E. Swish. Truly. A lot of people want to put that E in there because they see that word true, like this word, but it's not the same. So you want to say truly. It does not have an E, so be careful with that. And then you're going to sign your name. I only want you to sign your first name and not your last name when we send this off.
Parents, please encourage your child to be creative and to have fun with this activity. You can do this by using colorful pens or by drawing a picture to go with a letter. When they finish, please snap a picture and send it to Mrs. Hainsworth or I on either class tag or through our Google Voice text message. Mrs. Hainsworth and I wrote a letter to both the SOVA health caregivers and Brian to add to your letters.
We cannot wait to share the finished products.